Hero versus DongRaeGu.
Alrighty, Tasteless.
Hero's
got to win this.
Tosis.
Hero's got to win this, or I'm 0 for 2. We don't want that.
We don't want that, because that would be the first time ever that that's happened. So
someone actually tweeted at me and said that there could be, looked at all the groups, because I haven't done this yet, and saw there could possibly be 15 Protoss.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that on our break.
Funny would that be? You know what I would love? If there was 15 Protoss and Maru. And like Maru just bops everyone, just wins, and it's like, guys, Terran is Emba, man.
This thankless
15
journey.
of the best Protoss in the world couldn't kill Maru. What do you want? Tell me that's balance.
All right, so we have Gateway coming down here.
That would be like 300 or something. Like,
well, that's like, yeah, it's like what is it, like Last Samurai or something? With just like this endless journey. It's like the barcode butcher.
Yes, indeed. Protoss butcher.
Yeah.
Who will be the Protoss butcher this season? I don't think a Protoss is going to win this season, Tasteless.
Really?
Nope. I think a Terran's going to win.
That would be cool. On 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good effects.
They add the effects to that right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's our Overlord coming down now.
Really nice.
You know, the Overlord has very small eyes. And I'm counting 6 eyes.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I always think of those big sacks on the side of their heads as their eyes, though.
Oh, actually, maybe those are supposed to be eyes.
They aren't.
They are not?
No, you're right. What you counted is
it's the Overseer that has a bunch of eyes all over its body.
Yeah, both of them do, obviously. You don't evolve that much. Chimps have eyes on their head, 2 of them, just like you and I.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we have eyes all over our bodies when chimps had 2 on their head.
Yeah, but we weren't evolved by the Zerg either, Artosis, so that doesn't...
How do you know?
Because I'm a Terran, man.
How do you think we came up with high heels? The Zerg evolved that for Kerrigan. And then we kind of got deserved a little bit.
Well, no, the Zerg... Well, yeah, that's a true point. Kerrigan has biological high heels if you look at her feet.
Which proves that
I don't believe that Zergs
first.
wear shoes. No, it means that they took that human form and then made biological heels to come off, because Kerrigan is... The sex appeal is just necessarily
that's
apparent.
The thing is, well, the high heels that Kerrigan got, this is the reason why inside of her Zerg ships there is no tile flooring. You have to be really careful about that with high
that's
heels.
true. You know what I've always wondered is, sometimes when you see Kerrigan and she's like threatening Menks or Raynor, and I'm always thinking, is there like an infested cameraman? Like,
oh, I love when she just has a screen.
She comes on camera, and I'm like, is there actually a Zerg cameraman filming this right now?
Yeah.
Like, is this her? She talking
into
one
her
of the
infested Terrans.
Is she on Skype right now? She's like, ha ha ha! Answer my phone. Boop beep boop beep beep boop. Is that Kerrigan calling me on Skype? Hello? She's like, your time is done, and then she hangs it up and goes.
Well, right now we have some pressure coming out from Hero. It's going forward and pressing a little bit with this Zaw and Stalker, getting a Forge at home.
And this shouldn't do too much other than just delay the usage of this base for a little bit here.
He's definitely bruising this hatchery quite a bit.
It is below half health here. I will be surprised if it's still taken out, though. That would be a shock.
Well, the Mothership Core is coming up. Like, I don't think it's going to get taken out. That would be pretty shocking.
That would just be, unreal.
You know, he needs Queens there to help out against the Mothership Core.
Well, there's also another Queen about to pop out here. This should be the end here. Let's see if he gets this round there on that Stalker. He does instead go to the Zealot.
Well, this has been a pretty effective harassment, I'd have to say, Tasis. It's not that he's killed, like, way too many, but he's forced a lot of Lings early in the game that DRG did not want to make. And, well, that was kind of weird. 2 probes going to the natural.
Oh! Stalker got stuck down there.
Yeah, but he's going to be able to kill quite a few Lings at least, so not all bad, I guess. Not all good either.
Is there no cannon there at all?
No.
All right, well, he'll be okay, because that's a tight wall in.
Yeah, he's going to be able to hold that off pretty easily. Hiding those 2 gateways right now, getting his +1 attack. Looks like he's going to go into pretty normal play here. Wouldn't be surprised if he does try to take a 3rd.
I played a little bit of Brood War about a week ago, and I forgot that it's actually like impossible to figure out how to wall in anything.
Yeah.
All the buildings have different properties. It's not like StarCraft II where it's like, oh, no, this will be tight.
That is definitely an improvement.
What? Lings can fit through there?
I know.
Do I have to just figure out on every single map how to do the placement there, or I just lose?
Yes.
Yeah.
That
was a bit frustrating.
No doubt.
So here comes Fake Oracle here. just do some more scouting around here.
Oh.
And in fact, well done.
Totally
Tricking that-
tricked.
Yeah, you got duped, DRG.
All right, so now he knows that it's not Stargate tag. Actually, one of my favorite things is when a fake Oracle comes and the real one comes right after it. Because then they're like, no, these are fake, and then it just kills like extra drones. Anyways, we do have that Twilight on the way. Looks like a probe going towards that third base. Now, this is a little move out that is a little bit scary. But with that many force fields and a mothership core, he won't actually lose anything unless he messes up. But he's got to keep an eye on that.
Twilight Count's almost done. +1 attack, finishing up this second. Not bad with the force fields. Really nicely done.
Yeah,
Losing
but
only shields there, actually.
indeed. He's going to have to go home now, though. That was all of his force fields for now. Look at that. He's killed 29 lings so far. Oh, my God. 29 lings. That's 15 drones, man.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of. Does he
You can
force
think
out all
about
those
it
lings?
like that, kind of.
If those lings were made, then drones were not made in their place. So.
Yeah.
And he's got more lings coming down here now. It looks like this base should get up here. The nice placement of that cannon is going to be very, very helpful because the lings are not going to chew through those gateways. Excuse me. Is he going to actually attack him in this base?
Oh, I've seen this before. Oh, my God. Well,
Oh, my
that's,
God.
Yeah. This spot is actually, the Zealot is never completely tight there. So the Speedlings get past. Luckily, there is enough energy for a couple Nexus cannons. So it doesn't look like he's actually going to lose too much. He actually only lost 3 probes to that, which is really impressive.
You would
for how
think
many
that
lings.
would have done a ton more damage, but it didn't.
Yeah, that was... When that happens to me, man, I know that my economy's done. I know that I better look at the units I have and decide how I'm going to attack with them. But no, he cleans that up really well. But you know what? It did do a few things. It slowed down the mining. It killed a few probes. It forced the army back a little bit. It used up all the energy on the mothership core. So those are like some small things that it did accomplish, but definitely didn't turn out like he wanted.
Okay, Phoenix is coming up now.
Oh, DRG is just addicted to Swarm Hosts, man. 3rd game in a row now going for them.
It's interesting to see his style has actually adjusted. This was not the layer tech DRG that we're used to seeing.
Well, I guess technically those are layer tech, but yeah, you're right. He,
But
he
I
goes
mean-
up to Vipers pretty quickly.
Yeah, but you
afterwards.
know, compared to what he was doing before
Yeah.
and the tech pattern in which he did it,
certainly.
it's definitely
well, it's no
a
more
transition.
Ling Roach into Muta, right?
Yeah, exactly. Staying on layer forever, but with just those. Trying to just continuously bash into the Protoss. No probes, by the way, mining at that 3rd base. But before we go any further with that, this timing attack is coming here from the Protoss, and I was going to say it probably would not be a good angle to attack up in there since that is such a narrow little area.
Yeah, he needs to wait for a few more units. You can fight against Locust for a bit with your Gateway unit force, but only for a little bit. You got to be careful about it. You don't want to overcommit with those, or the Zerg starts to really gain an advantage. I don't know why that's so funny, but it is.
I think it was like rolling on the force field.
Can we come in? It's like, no.
No.
Like, oh, we're vampires. We guess we can't.
Why would it matter if they're vampires?
Vampire has to have your permission to enter your home.
What? Is that true?
Yes.
Wow.
Can't believe you
Good to
didn't
know
that.
this is vampires are real. No, wait, what part of literature? Is that from Dracula?
That's from like everything. I've
you
never seen
sure?
a vampire movie where they could enter your house without asking.
I don't
Maybe
know
in
about
Blade
that.
they can, but Blade is like kind
in
of
Blade
lame.
for sure they can enter your house without asking.
Well, I'm not completely
If that's
sure
true,
about
I'm not even scared of vampires.
Well, you're not always in your house, are you?
Well,
And what if I'm like, hey,
lately
man,
I've
can
been
I
in my
come
house
in? And
most
you're
of
like,
the time.
yeah. And I'm like, guess what? I'm a vampire. And then I eat you.
And I'm like, well, hope you have fun not having a co-host. Actually, just be a vampire co-host.
Well, no, if I kill you, you don't become a vampire.
Well, here's a question: when you bite me and drink my blood, that's when I turn into a vampire later,
If
right?
you don't die. You're not allowed to die to become a vampire.
Are you sure?
Yeah, this isn't zombies. What? Come on. You know? Are you even a nerd? Why don't you go to the basketball court and shoot some hoops?
Oh my God! I better start practicing my dribble. I gotta check up on this vampire stuff. I didn't know about any of this.
Well, all right.
I knew they don't like garlic, man, which means there's not a lot of vampires in Korea. Now we got the work person being chased out here. So far, Hero not able to do much of anything right now to our Zerg. The angling on this map makes it pretty tough to come in because it is a long walk. If you come in on one side, Zerg can easily prepare. I like the fake Colossi here.
And you know what? He's moving in at a very nice angle with a lot of force fields, trying to get some damage done. Those two fake Colossi.
So that actually worked for a second. He actually ran up with Roaches and tried to hit the Colossi.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful with the angle of those sentries there.
Yeah, he's actually losing quite a bit, but he does get the hatchery. That's what he went there for. So it worked out okay, but he lost, I think, about 4 sentries or 5 sentries right there. Now, we do have double Colossus production going on. He's getting his Temple Archives. He almost has Thermal Lance. He almost has Charge. And he is up in upgrades a little bit, but that won't be for long. So it's actually going very well for him because this 4th base for DRG is rather late.
All right, the Roaches now chasing. Oh! Get over here. Dumping out those Zealots. It looks like he once again is going to go ahead and get that Warp Prism. Nicely done. We don't really see that used that often like that. That was pretty cute. So with all that, he only got rid of the Extractor.
Well, right now we have a Hero just kind of continuing to mass his crazy Death Ball, adding 4 gateways right now. He's getting his Storm. He's actually getting 2 Warp Prisms. So this is going to be pretty fantastic what we're about to watch. He's going to do possibly 1 Warp Prism harassing, possibly 1 with the army. Unless he gets a proxy pile up, then he can do double Warp Prism harassment, which is pretty wild once you get that going, plus a big scary attack somewhere.
Zealots now coming up over here and hitting these Spine Crawlers that are being made. I know they're going to be able to do much more damage beyond that. It's kind of hard to attack into the Zerg with the Zealots like this when they're doing Swarm Host play. If the this is normally much more effective. Like, let's say the Zerg was getting Brood Lords or something and moving around the map. That's when Zealot harass like this works better. But I mean, DRG right now it's pretty hard to break him. So you know, hitting him from different angles when he's not really attacking into you is not really worth it. If the Swarm Hosts are moving out and let's say trying to get the Protoss' 4th base, that's when Warp Prism harass with Zealots is much more effective.
Well, he's going to continue to do his best on this. It is always good to at least try to harass a little bit. You don't want to stop harassing, or the Zerg can just focus on anything they want and not defend. So Hero getting ready for that. He's getting closer and closer to a max at 163. His army composition is becoming very nice as well. Whereas DRG, he's just kind of adding Swarm Hosts. There's not a lot of fancy stuff going on with his composition.
Nice blink over there. Really hitting those Roaches hard as they continue to retreat.
Any kills he gets right now are a big deal. Now we do have a lot of Zealots warping in here to the main base, and with Charge, they're going to be able to get up here on top of these Roaches and kill those off. In the meantime, hitting this 3rd base, some pretty good Blinding Clouds going down.
Yeah, really nice Blinding Clouds there. And as he moves forward, though, the Colossi are just doing too much damage. A counterattack over here on the Protoss' 4th base that should be taken out. Zealots not being used right now in the main.
Yeah, he's going to have to back up for now with this main force. Doesn't have a lot of force fields left there. Losing this 4th base, if he does end up losing, it's kind of rough. But the Zealots in the main doing a lot of damage.
It looks like he warped back over here, and now he's by that Nexus, so he will just save that Nexus and probably just push up again. Oh my god!
Wow. Gets the Hive. That's a pretty big deal. You have to feel pretty good if you kill the Hive and there was no Ultralisk Den and no Greater Spire, I have to say.
Well, let's see how good DRG has been stuck on layer tech for a very long time. We know he's had a lot of success with that before.
That's true. That's true. He won't be able to start his +3 missile attacks either. So
that's true.
That's a little something, but he does have that +3 carapace finishing up, which is nice for him. So still very good upgrades for him. In fact, he's going to pass. He's going to pass here in upgrades? No, I guess they're going to actually be tied in upgrades.
Well, our Protoss is nearly maxed out. We'll probably finish that max out in the next minute here. We do have Locust heading southbound to try to see if they can engage anything that might be on the way to the Zerg's base. I do think we're going to see another push up here through the same area he came in before.
Yeah, you know, it's a good area. If you have a few sentries,
you know
it bottlenecks everything so well that
even if he gets stuck
splash
over there, he can actually walk up the cliff with the Colossi and blink up there. Too, if things start to fall apart.
Oh, that's an area. Oh, okay.
So
I wasn't aware of that, actually. Okay.
Yeah, so that's actually like an interesting. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be used, but it's something to think about, because when you get into situations where you're stuck, not stuck, but you just end up, okay, it's just the Stalkers and the Colossi left. Then there are certain movements you can have. Oh, what were you doing? You should have stayed at home, little Swarm Host.
Now that's actually funny. The Swarm Hosts get pushed around so much by the Locusts.
Yeah. You know, I'm under the impression this is just barely enough harass that it might cost DRG the game, you know?
Well, it's definitely doing a good job so far, and he's keeping him so busy. DRG is, like, kind of struggling keeping his 4 bases together. Like, his main is in tatters right now. He is adding a lot of spines over here at the moment, but
all right,
where's his units to save the hatch?
Now he's going to go for this hatch here. These roaches need to get over to the left now. This might be too late. Does he have a... well, we don't have the preview PC, but I don't believe he can transfuse that hatch.
Whoa! That was...
My God, we've had a lot of close calls both ways for these...
He was like 2 swipes from stopping that, a little bit slow. Now, we do have Void Ray production starting up. At this point, when he's just about maxed out, and he's doing a great job with his harassment, he has his 4 bases up, really all he can do is continue to pressure all around the place, continue to harass, but also work on his unit composition and get the ultimate army that can beat anything. Or, well, anything except a cloud of 40 mutas. But you know when that's coming.
Yes.
It's after you kill other units.
The Mutaball.
I tell you, one day...
Do you remember I prophesized the Mutaball long ago before StarCraft II was out? I was like, well, if you could select any number of units, then the Mutaball will happen. There will eventually just be one giant ball of mutas that will...
That's the way to use them,
One Mutaball to rule them all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, with that Mutaball, I wanted to make a little prediction here myself. One day in a tournament, this will probably happen like once, it'll be like a gigantic map like Ultrazine or something, and like really split up, and both players have huge banks, and the Zerg will very quickly and very quietly kill off his entire army to make a group of mutas, because you know when the mutas are coming because the Zerg loses his army, and you just feel it as Protoss. You know. You're like, okay, there's 40 mutas coming. And but if you didn't know and you saw the composition that was supposed to kill the army that leads up, because that also frees up your supply, and you know that it's coming, and then you have this little timing where you're already on the attack because you kill their army and you start killing some bases, and it's an interesting game like that. I'm just saying, that's going to happen once.
You heard it here.
Yeah, there you go.
From the Tosis.
All right, so
I like
this
the
is
Void Rays being added in here.
Yeah, that's quite a few
very
Void Rays
strong
as well.
there in the end game.
If he tries to go for Corruptors, that's going to be a terrible mistake.
He's going to LOL all over those Corruptors.
Yeah.
With those Void Rays. He's going to try to push through here. You know, DRG is pretty airtight from all the angles he's trying to be hit by. I love the fake Colossi. I love it.
And you know what I love is those spores in the front. They almost got all of the detection, but there is still an observer that did get pulled back. Now, this is a pretty good defense so far. He is holding on for the moment.
I think he's going to push through.
Oh, there's I think the next thing of Locust is going to be pretty scary, but there are still 4 alive Colossus here.
But see, with a few storms like that, if he could just buy enough time. Okay, so the Stalker's going to come in the front here.
And the double time warp.
Now, if he just... Is there an observer with his army? Do you see this?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, at the top center. Okay. I was going to say, like, did he lose that? But no, he's actually over there now. So he can start targeting down these swarm hosts, and I think this is going to be it.
Yeah, that's
well, wait, there's a lot of roaches coming in over here.
Yeah, but
with the Void Rays here, as long as he can gun down these swarm hosts, he's fine.
Even if he does kill this off, it's fine, because we have like similar mining going on from Hero, and like swarm hosts are like siege tanks. It takes a while to build them up.
Yeah.
You know, when you lose them, it's really hard to actually go back into swarm host tech.
So he needs to get that hatchery as well here. Boom, takes that out.
I would definitely chalk that one up in the favor of Hero. He's got 2 Robos, he's got 3 Stargates, and he just took a 5th base. So he's going to be able to replenish his army and make a really good look at that. 12 High Templars warping in. Oh my God, he's going to have Archons, he's going to have Psy Storm. It's like Christmas morning with these warp-ins.
Is it?
Yes. Well, these Roaches actually did a fantastic job. That was a sloppy place to make your Archons. Really, like...
Well, it's funny, he just had such excess gas. He's like, I guess I'll make some Archons.
Well, that was a Black Friday sale right there. Those Archons were almost free. Roaches were tripping over each other to kill those Archons, man. And some of the Roaches even died in it. That's how you know it was a true Black Friday.
It's going to be on the news. We're all going to be very sad about it. Okay, we've got some DTs being used here. This is going to be a great way for him to try to keep control of any other expansions. If he keeps the Zerg stuck on the base that the Zerg has right now, and Hero continues to control this bottom left 5th base, he's fine. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Now we're up to 14 swarm hosts again.
By the way, supply's fairly even here.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
I wonder how many swarm hosts exactly were killed off in that big attack that we saw back there?
Very many.
It seems like about half of them, or maybe even more.
Oh, yeah, more than that. You only had 4 left at the end. It was like almost all of them were killed.
And now we see him coming up over here.
Yeah, this army is just too good from Hero. I do not like DRG's chances right now. I feel like he hasn't really done anything too creative this game. I don't know. I'm not digging what DRG has done in this game at all.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't seem like it's going to work a second time here for him. He's now going to continue to close in here. And again, with the lack of swarm hosts there, that's just so much muscle that he doesn't have anymore here. And I think is he going to go for the hatch? No, he's just going to keep pushing towards the heart here. He wants to try to wipe out the tech tree. And he sees that the swarm hosts are now down here in the bottom left. We have 4 observers, and that doesn't matter. GG.
GG indeed. Hero takes the win, defends Artosis Arnor, and
what a valiant man.
What a valiant man indeed. He's going to go on to play against Rain in that winner's match.
Yes. So it is going to be a PvP then. Yes. DRG not happy about that loss. Although I got to say, he played a lot better than I think most of us expected.
I think that his play on Game 1 was pretty darn good. I thought his play on Game 2 was pretty good.
I don't even think in Game 3 he was that bad. I think Hero was just that much better.
I feel like the new DRG is like the old DRG with different units. He's like, well, this is what I do. I get swarm hosts
out. I get to 4 bases.
And I just sit on 4 bases, and eventually you're going to die because my units are free. And it's like, well, I mean, that doesn't work as much anymore.
It worked much better on the first map because of the way the map's structured. They're both at the top. He can actually get the locust over there much more easily. Yeah. On that last map,
it's a little bit longer.
You could
There's
actually
more
just
paths.
go around the locust, and eventually he's on 4 bases. He just could start
And the paths aren't way out of the way. Like, the paths do block routes to your other bases, whereas on Habitation Station, it's not quite like that. So
right.
I definitely have to agree with you there.
We are going to go to a short little break here, and when we come back, we're going to have a PvP for our third game to see who's going to be the first to get out of Group A here in today's GSL Code S.